Hello and welcome, Chef Pennington here. Today we are going to make some incredible biscuits. This is a recipe that I learned in culinary school at Cordon Bleu, and it's amazing. And I'm making this for my mother because she's a fantastic cook, and biscuits have been a little bit of a challenge. And so this video is out of love for my mom. And this is truly the last recipe you're going to need. So we're going to use bread flour and all-purpose flour. For some of y'all, that might be a new addition. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. This is the time to use the highest quality butter. I mean expensive butter. You can see that that's 90% grass-fed, so it's really high quality. Buttermilk, do not get low fat. It will not work as well. It's simple as that. We need the fat. It's going to create a more luscious biscuit when we're done. Baking soda for lift and baking powder. And we're going to talk about that more in detail. And you don't have to add the sharp cheddar cheese, but it's great. So the bread flour has a higher amount of protein, which equals more gluten, which is going to give our biscuits a little extra rise. It's going to give it a nice little extra color. Actually, the color is going to come from the baking soda, I'm sorry. But it's going to give it more rise, and it's going to give it a nicer texture. So here's our all-purpose. It has a little lower amount of protein, so it's going to have a little less gluten, but it's going to create a soft, light biscuit. So we got a little sugar in there. I'm using high-quality salt. That's a real big deal in this world. Like, you want good salt because they've got a lot of trace minerals in them. And here is our baking soda. I'm sorry, this is baking powder. I'm going to have the recipe card below in the description, so you don't have to worry about any of these measurements. I'm just going through the process and showing you how everything was integrated, which is really important part of making the biscuits. It's the technique behind the recipe. You can give 10 people a recipe and you're going to get 10 different results. And you'll notice I'm putting the baking soda in very slow, making sure I really get a good covering so I get it all over the place. You could mix this in a food processor, but I'm showing you the old school way using a bowl. So you could use any kind of cheddar. There are many different types. You could use any kind of cheese, but you want to stick to a cheese that isn't like a soft cheese. So don't use mozzarella, something like that. So here we go, butter. This is an incredible company. If you're able to buy this in your store, they have really, really amazing eggs too. The real deal where the chickens get moved around on the ground. So, but the thing is you want really high quality butter. I'm letting you see that back if you want to pause it and take a look at all the ingredients. So there we go. Butter is often a lot of water when you buy the inexpensive stuff. And in this case, we want the fat in the butter. That is the reason we're adding butter. We're not adding butter just for flavor. It's the fat. So this was in the freezer for a little while, so it's very chilled, and that's why I'm able to cut this, and it doesn't just melt. You'll notice that it's not just glooping all over the cutting board. Are there other ways to do this? Yeah, there are biscuit cutters that you still have to cut your butter up to get going here. I'm going to show you another method that doesn't require a biscuit cutter because not everybody has a biscuit cutter. But this is a good technique where you can the knife holds all the butter so it doesn't make a mess. So right now I'm just coating all of the butter before we start essentially cutting it in. I like using gloves. Have you all ever tried doing this with butter? It seems like it gets on your fingers and your hands, and it takes like a day to get it out of your skin. So cheap gloves, you can get them on Amazon. So what we're doing is we're pinching it in. The amount of size to right around a large pea is going to be okay. They do not all have to be the same size. But when you're feeling the flour and the butter inside of it, you'll feel when it's well integrated. So I'm going to show you what happens when we use the baking soda, which is 5 times stronger than regular baking powder. Boom, just like in science class. It's putting carbon dioxide into the batter, and as the heat hits it in the oven, it causes the reaction to happen, and it gives it lift. And that is why we're using 2 of them, and it's going to give our biscuits just the right amount of lift to where they don't go berserk and they keep their shape. If you use too much of a leavening agent, which is what baking powder and baking soda is, your biscuits will rise, but then they're going to like become the Leaning Tower of pizza. So we want to be very balanced, and that's what this recipe is. It's from the Cordon Bleu, so expect the best. That's what you're going to get. So this is not a race. Let's say it like that. This is loving the people you're cooking for, and you're loving your ingredients. So I wanted to show you truly the technique, and You'll notice I'm moving from underneath, bringing it back to the top. And this is to show you when it's not correct. You'll notice I did not add all the buttermilk because you can't take the liquid back out. So you start, bring it together, see if it's come together yet. And you'll see what I mean by come together. That's what I'm doing right now, is folding it over, feeling it. You can almost say that we're going for a Play-Doh pretty much texture. See how I can take it out all in one piece. All the flour in the bowl came together. And that lets us know we've added the correct amount of hydration from the buttermilk. The French, as far as like French, like the Cordon Bleu, we weighed everything. We didn't use cups to pour things into, but this recipe is without weighing, and it's very, very good. So the point to the buttermilk and not adding all in the first is because all flour does not hydrate the same. So me telling you exactly whatever 1 cup or 1 3/4 cup in this recipe, yours might be a full 2 cups or it might be a little less. So that's very important, and that's where some people have made mistakes. So what I'm doing right here is laminating it. This is creating 3 different layers within our biscuit. So whenever it cooks and we finally get the final result and we break open the biscuit, you're going to notice we have layers in the biscuit. It's not just one thing, which is pretty cool. So this is a pastry knife, and it's really a wonderful thing to have in the kitchen. You can use it for lots of different things. Pretty inexpensive. Once again, you probably get it on Amazon. This needs to go into the freezer for at least 5 minutes. We want it cold. That's what's going to help the reaction once we get it into the oven. We want the cold and the heat to kind of battle each other, and then our baking soda and baking powder get activated. And then the butter also steams on the inside, letting the little bit of liquid in it out, and we start getting beautiful rising. So what I've done here is I used the rack on the right. I wanted to try it and see what it would do to change the color of the underside of the biscuit, and it actually turned out extremely well. This is not this recipe. I had done another one prior where I used buttermilk on the top, and it was very nice presentation. This one's butter. You might try adding them together. Take a look. Look how beautiful those are. I can't think of I can't personally make a better biscuit. I took these to my friends, and they were giving me that look like, how in the world have I never had a biscuit like this? It was a proud moment. You guys can be proud too, sharing this to your friends. So that's what the undercarriage looks like. It looks really nice. Looks very traditional. But hey, look here. A little different. This is the undercarriage. Pops out really easy. Keeps everything super light and flaky. The undercarriage, if you will, the bottom part of a normal one, does have that little bit of extra texture. Maybe you want that. Maybe you don't. Let's crack into this. Let's take a look. See the different layers? That's what the laminating did, which is super easy. We just folded it over on itself like a book. You can see the steam coming out. You can see the cheddar inside of there. Super flaky, the butter flavor. Oh, it just absolutely comes through. That's why we use high quality butter. I really hope to hear how much you love this recipe in the comments below. This is a recipe I love for my mother. Love you, Mom. And I hope everyone enjoys, and share it with your friends, please. And have the best. Take care.